Are you getting $1,800 back on your taxes this year? I'm going to show you a totally free way to find out. I reviewed Simpletax a few years back, and this 2020 update will show you everything you need to check your tax refund and file your taxes online in under 15 minutes. Let's go. Before we dive in, hi, I'm Desiree. I run a personal finance blog called Half Banked. I've been a Simpletax user since 2013 when my mom kicked me off of getting my taxes done for me. And it has been an absolute lifesaver. It's made everything really simple, and trust me, I'm no accountant. If I can do my taxes online, so can you. There's also never been a better time to learn how. Did you know that 75% of Canadians actually get a tax refund every year, and the average amount they get back is $1,800? Even though this year's tax deadline is extended to June 1st, that's a very good case for filing as soon as you can. The sooner you file, the sooner you get your tax refund. Simpletax makes it easy to get that refund, and for most of us, it'll only take about a half an hour. So let's not waste any more time. I'm going to log into Simpletax and show you exactly how easy it is to add the most common things most of us have to do on our taxes. And fun fact, you can do the whole thing for free. Simpletaxes pay what you want, and while I pay them every year because they make my life so easy, if you need it to be free, it is. And you can actually go through the entire process without ever paying them anything. So let's get started. When you hit simpletax.ca, you'll click Start or Continue and choose 2019 tax return if you're doing this year's tax return. So this first section is a total gimme. You know the answers to these, I promise. First name, last name, date of birth. You've got this part. Now let's get into the good stuff, your taxes. You can see that Simpletax really starts with this search bar here. So add something to your tax return. You can search by keyword, you can search by tax form name, or you can go through the question and answer flow to make sure that they can suggest things to you, and you can always come back to that. So if you want to start by adding the stuff you know, which is what we're going to walk through, let's get rolling. If you click into the search bar, you'll actually see some of the most common things pop up. And for me, it's showing T4, climate action incentive because of where I live, RRSP contributions, and we're gonna walk through a couple of these. So first and foremost, shout out to the climate action incentive because I live in Ontario. That's actually why at the side here, you see that I already have a $336 refund set up as the climate action incentive because I actually filled this in already and I said, yeah, I wanna claim it. So I've already done that. But if you click on it, you'll see that it'll take you to this section to explain more, help you fill it in, and make sure that you're eligible. Let's scroll back up and add a T4, which is one of the really foundational things that everyone's gonna wanna add if you're full-time employed. So this is what it looks like when it's blank. So clicking on that added my T4 to my tax return in Simpletax, and now all I have to do is find the form from my employer and match the different numbers on my form to the numbers in these boxes. So employer's name, that's an easy one, but then you'll get into lines like 14 and 22 where there's a number beside it on your T4 from your employer. You wanna type that number in, and I'm gonna fill out an example one just to show you how. All right, so now that we've got those numbers in there, you can actually see the sidebar has updated as I've entered every single number. And it's leaving me right now with an estimated refund of $1,122, which you can see on that sidebar, including, fun fact, that change is every single number you enter will show you exactly the impact it has on your estimated refund or your estimated amount owing. So that's a really fun one to keep an eye on as you enter numbers. So that's the basic T4. You may have other numbers on yours for the different boxes because they represent different things. So in this case, 14 is my employment income, 16 is the amount I paid into CPP, and it's just something to keep track of where the money went between getting from your employer and getting to you every year, including the taxes you'd already paid, line 22. You can also add another T4 here if you did work for 2 different employers during the year, but let's move on to RRSP contributions. We're gonna head right back to that search bar to add in RRSP contributions. I don't even have to search, they're right there. Click on that and it'll add this section. So you've got a few questions here. What your deduction limit is, that's something that you can actually find in your CRA account if you have one. Otherwise, check out your notice of assessment from a previous year and that'll be able to tell you the answer. But if you don't have that CRA account, it's really great. Did you make any RRSP contributions or have transfers? Yes, you did. That's why we're adding this. And then I'll pop open the section for you to fill them in. I'm going to fill in a couple sample ones and then we'll talk about them. I'll add a link in the description to why and how your RRSPs impact your taxes, but for the sake of keeping this video short, I'm not going to get into that. Let's just all accept that they do impact your taxes and move on. And the link's down there if you want to learn more. And let's just focus on claiming this tax break. To figure out what you're actually going to enter here, check from your financial institutions. So typically you'll get 2 RRSP contribution slips, one for any contributions that were made in the last 10 months of last year, and then another one for the first 2 months of this year. It's a long story, just look for both of them and make sure that you have the name of your financial institution and the total amount that you contributed to an RRSP. They will send this to you. It's a really simple tax form. It basically just has that one number on it, and you'll just enter them here along with the right date range, which you'll find on those forms. And you may have multiple RRSPs, so you might have more lines here. You can easily add them. Once you get them all in, you can see that it actually was a fairly nice boost to this refund. Again, on my trusty sidebar counter there. Pro tip sidebar, your CRA account is actually amazing. And if you don't have one, I really suggest you get one. If you have an account with the CRA, you can actually autofill a lot of your return. All you have to do is click on autofill my return, log in with your CRA account, and you'll see a list of all of the different tax forms that the CRA actually already has on file from your employer, from your bank, all that good stuff. You can just select them, click autofill, and Simpletax will import them from the CRA for you. This is especially helpful if you're trying to file past year's taxes, because the big stuff like your T4, any interest you earned on your high interest savings accounts, all of those forms are already with the CRA. And if you log in with your account, you just import them, check to make sure everything's good, which makes filing past tax years pretty simple, at least to get started. And the reason you'd want to file taxes from previous years, which you can do up to 2012 in Simpletax, is that a lot of different government benefits are actually based on previous tax years. Plus, if you didn't file, let's say your 2015 taxes and you were owed a refund and you file it now, you'll get that refund. The CRA wants to give you your refund, and I mean, why would you let them keep your money? You should take your money from the CRA. That's just good financial management. Anyways, back to the present, let's enter your charitable donations on this year's tax return. So that's exactly what I'm looking for, and we can claim that tax credit on donations me or my partner have made because I'm filing with a partner. So you'll want to go through your email inbox, find all your receipts, make sure you have a receipt for everything that you claim on your taxes. It just needs to be said. You gotta have receipts, literally. So I'll go through and fill this out, and make sure to watch your sidebar and that refund number as you are filling these in, because you do get a tax break for donations, which is pretty sweet. Another pro tip is if you are actually in a place to be donating to your local food bank or any of the charities that you support, it's just a really heartwarming tax win, because you'll be able to enter those on next year's 2020 tax return. So you donate now, you save your receipts, and then next year you'll get a tax break for it. It's a pretty good deal. It's definitely possible that you'll have more than this to enter on your actual tax return. Everyone's situation is different. Personal finance is personal. When in doubt, lean on the search bar, and if you really can't find something, again, support's always there for you. Once you've got everything in, check out the sidebar and see how much you could get back filing your taxes this year. Chances are good that you're in the 75% of Canadians who are going to get a refund, and now you know exactly how much it will be, and you've done all the hard work. All you have to do now is click Optimize My Return, fix any potential problems, and file with the CRA directly in the interface you've already been using. Simpletax will prompt you for the pay what you want after you're all done, and if you need it to be free, again, it's pay what you want including zero, so you're not going to be forced to pay anything, you're not going to be stuck. And I just can't say enough good things about how simple it was to get to this point. You know exactly what refund you're going to get, hoping for your sake that it's above that average $1,800. And the sooner you file, the better, because it means the sooner that money is going to hit your account. And that's kind of it for the walkthrough. I mean, I'm not going to walk through every single tax form that you could potentially enter because, let's be real, that video would be an entire like master's degree in accounting. And no one has time for that. This is YouTube. Like you have things to do. You have better things to do. But that said, I am going to drop a couple of resources in the video description because, again, personal finance is personal. You might be looking for more information specific to your situation. So I'll drop a few resources, including that RRSP link that I mentioned before, and make sure that you are able to kind of find your way through this. I hope that this was a really helpful walkthrough of the tool that I've used for 7 years now to file my taxes, including this year. I actually was able to score a higher than average tax refund this year and file pretty easily. I actually filed back in March with Simpletax. And fun, like, side anecdote, you can stop the video, you're not gonna miss anything, but fun anecdote is that this is the first year I actually filed my husband's taxes and my taxes as a joint return in Simpletax. And I really have to give them a shout out. We've never done that before. I was always like, you have your account, I have my account, it's fine. It really is valuable to combine them. It makes it so easy to optimize to make sure that you and your partner, who could be a spouse, could be a common law partner, anything of that sort, to make sure that you're getting the most amount back, because there are things you can combine, and Simpletax really takes a lot of the guesswork out of that. So shout out to them, highly recommend it. I was resistant for a long time, but it is worth it. And really, if you're still here, and I can just emphasize one last thing, it's that you really don't have to be intimidated to file your taxes on your own. Simpletax does truly make it simple. I don't know how many times I will have said this in this video, but I really do believe it. And I just really can't say enough good things about it, or enough encouraging things about how much you can definitely 100% do this yourself. I believe in you. You have the skills, and if I can do it, you can definitely do it. I hope this video was helpful, friends. It wouldn't be a YouTube video if I did not ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have an awesome tax season and that you're staying safe out there.